So I'm not saying AI is killing it. Now, because it's being killed and AI is coming up, I think it will fill the need of the mass affluent, which we've never been able to do before. And the mass affluent is going to be a huge proportion of our population. There are more millionaires today than there ever have been in the past. There were more millionaires made last year than there ever have been in the past. And it's not because people are wealthier. It's because $1 million means something different than it used to. But it's still hard to handle $1 million, no matter how impactful that 1 million is within the economy. $1 million garners the respect and the attention of a professional. Now, I think that professional won't be human. I think for anybody above 5 million or whatever the number is, you're still going to need an advisor and you'll pay more for the advice. But I think for this group that's been underrepresented within the advisor community, the mass affluence of the world, that might not be worth an advisor's time. How much I used to do this profitability analysis at EY and past jobs. We would focus on, can we capture a client early in their life cycle to get the lifetime value? And if you capture the average client around 35, which is like when they're starting to make a decision about a financial advisor, they're not going to be profitable for the first 15 years on average. You're not going to get that person to be profitable until they're 50. Advisors don't want somebody in their book for 15 years that's not profitable. That's why these people are not ignored. It makes complete sense, and I'm not blaming either side. But that's where I'm thinking here. That's why I think AI and those who use it and the gig economy and these entrepreneurs that are giving advice or soliciting online are going to fill a need that maybe hasn't been filled in the past.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I feel like even some of the papers that I've written in the last year or two, that's kind of the takeaway has been that when there's like less complexity to a plan or planning needs, AI can do a lot of that heavy lifting, right? And that might be, and we even see that in terms of when we look at someone that reports financial stress and someone that is in a lower income reports financial
Yes.
stress, and whether they use AI or a planner, you actually
Yes.
see a bigger stress reduction when they use AI as opposed to using a planner. And I think some of it is because of what you're mentioning. It's like there's a lower, like there's less judgment for one, right? And I don't have to worry about, because I get that even with my own firm, we'll get people that will email in. I just had one a couple of weeks ago where it's like, hey, I just was hoping you could just look over my stuff. And we don't really do that. Like if you're going to work with me, we're going to do retirement planning, and we're going to work with you, through retirement and, all the way throughout. So I'm part of the problem in that sense, right? Like that you're mentioning. Um, but like there's another segment like that you mentioned, I think is going to be key for them to have access to these generative AI tools that can handle some of these lower level topics, like maybe it's some simple budgeting. And now, it'd be pretty easy if people are using online, mobile apps. How easy would it be to now you got to be careful with that, but if you could download your expenses that also have your paychecks in it, how cool would that be to share that with an
Mhm.
app that maybe works with you that says, hey, look, I've actually noticed you've been spending more on, whatever beauty treatments lately. I don't know, whatever it is. you know, um,
Yeah.
like you could
Or
play and you can have it could be conversational, which would actually be really
right.
cool.
Well,
Maybe we
and
just create
an
a business.
agent, the promise of an agent will be, think of it like this, right? I make a certain amount of money. It's going to know that. It's going to have all of my expenses from the past. Then it will be able to, I'll say, hey, look, I want to be able to retire when I'm 50. So just start making the decisions for me.
Yeah.
Save the money.